Ice cream? I love ice cream. You know, as much as I love ice cream, I can't help but think about this one story I read whenever I eat it. I think it was called... Originally published in Monthly Halloween magazine and then later compiled in the Junji Ito Kyofo manga collection, and most recently in the Viz Media story collection Alley, The Ice Cream Bus is a short story about an ice cream bus. A very creepy looking ice cream bus with a pretty normal looking driver that visits an apartment complex and causes problems for a recently divorced father and his son. This story is more on the short side, being only 25 pages long, but it's still a fun treat. It's a deliciously disturbing read, and I definitely feel it is worth it. The ice cream bus itself, for the most part, looks like your average run-of-the-mill ice cream truck, except the most off-putting thing about it are its headlights that resemble detailed human eyes, giving it this very uncanny presence. But the ice cream man himself, though, is a stark contrast with no real oddities. He appears to just be an ordinary young man with slightly long hair and wearing the appropriate uniform. Not much to really write home about, unless you're a thirsty housewife. This thing only has one real notable power, but it is actually quite horrifying. If anyone consumes enough of its ice cream, then they themselves will gradually turn into ice cream, until they just start falling apart into a large, formless, goopy mess. It's never really explained just how it does this, or whether it has to be either from eating the ice cream itself or just spending time riding in the truck. It's left very ambiguous in the story, which makes what happens in the end all the more disgusting. Just look at that corpse on the floor. That was not painless towards the end. The most disturbing part of it is just the fact that the ice cream man himself is so cordial and friendly to both the kids and the parents throughout the story. He even offers the kids rides throughout the city just so they can eat their ice cream, which in hindsight was definitely a massive red flag. Shame on the parents' part. Nobody can really say for certain why the man or the truck itself does any of this. Is this some sort of deranged science experiment? A demon getting its sick kicks? Or some kind of vengeful spirit? Who knows? But if we can say one thing for sure, this abomination just absolutely loves luring in and killing kids before moving on to find another set of victims, as our poor protagonist had to learn that the hard way. As of today, neither the ice cream truck nor its driver have appeared in any other stories written by Ito. However, the story itself has been adapted into an episode for the Netflix animated series Junji Ito Maniac. This episode is actually a pretty faithful adaptation, and I'd say it's actually worth a watch. There are some slight tweaks to the story, but they're very small and don't really impact the overall plot. The ice cream man himself has also appeared in merchandise over the past few years, so that's actually a big plus for those thirsty housewives. One day, Blackbird. One day. And with that, another episode reaches its end, just like any good ice cream cone, or any frozen treat really. And remember, if you have any monster suggestions you'd like to see me possibly cover in a video one day, feel free to comment them down below. And one last thing, stay out of weird people's vehicles.